Welcome to your 4 to 5, everybody. Eric Chilton here with Chad Silverton, Buckley, Lauren Coleman.
Thanks for watching News 2. We're on Fire Stick, Roku, the News 2 app, and we're also streaming on Facebook.
That's right. And Eric Chilton, guess what he got today?
It's fun.
A wiener whistle.
Yeah, that's right, from the Oscar Mayer Wiener.
It was here.
It was
in
so
the parking
cool.
lot.
But you can see them there in Greensboro this weekend, and we'll tell you where.
Yep. And you toured it, right? Did you go in there?
I got to go inside as
go
well. I
Is that
crashed
right?
his shoot, actually.
See,
Yeah.
Tim and I, we got here late, so we missed
did.
it.
But we'll get to see the story in
Yes,
just a little
you
bit.
will, this half hour.
Yep, more on that story as well as the weather in a few. But first, let's get to some developing news on recent Hoax 911 calls in the Triad. Officials were on high alert yesterday following false active shooter calls involving several school districts.
WFMY News 2's Amber Lake spoke with dispatch responders who say the calls sounded similar.
So I'm going to play you 2 clips from the fake 911 calls. This first one is from Guilford Metro 911. It's a little broken up, so you have to listen carefully.
Guilford Metro Communications, is this an emergency call?
There's an active GMC High School. 5 students have been shot at GMC High School, an active shooter.
Now to the Alamance County 911 call.
Burlington Graham Communications.
Hello.
How can I help you?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. There is an active shooter at Walter M. Williams High School.
Both calls sound very similar, and dispatch, along with law enforcement and school officials, say they believe these calls were done by the same person. Guilford Metro 911 told me that they take every single call very seriously and immediately dispatch law enforcement if there are any signs of potential danger. Assistant Supervisor at Guilford Metro, Kimberly Berkeley, says tensions may be high at times, but they are trained for this.
With everything that's going on, absolutely. But I think with us in a room where it's kind of like you just act. You know, with the training we've had a lot of training with everything that's going on in the country and around us. We've had constant training.
One thing that's important to note, Guilford Metro says that when you do call 911, the person on the other end will be asking you a lot of questions. That's in order to help you, help law enforcement, and figure out as much information as they can before units arrive on scene.
Amber, thank you. As for who could be behind these calls, local agencies are still investigating, but no information has been released. When it comes to making false 911 calls, the term swatting comes from the large response hoax calls get from law enforcement, like the SWAT team. Right now, the FBI does not track swatting in national crime statistics, so this makes it difficult to know just how often is happening each year. If you hear about any swatting cases or threats, you should contact local law enforcement.
All right, time now for your 4 to 5 roundup. First up today, the family of Shanquilla Robinson is waiting for more answers surrounding her mysterious death. The 25-year-old Charlotte woman died last month while on vacation with friends in Mexico. We are aware of several online claims that someone was arrested for her involvement in the case. However, Robinson's father told our Charlotte sister station he is not aware of an arrest. We reached out to the FBI, but they would not confirm or deny any information. We will keep you posted.
The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office is asking for the community's help with a homicide. Deputies found 31-year-old Trey Montiel Money Brown shot last night around 6:30 on Hasmarch Plaza. In Winston-Salem, they tried to save his life, but EMS pronounced him dead at the scene. If you know anything about Money Brown's death, leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says some children's clothing could have lead paint in it. Yeah. The recall applies to clothes from the company Bintex. They feature several Disney characters. The clothing sets were sold at TJ Maxx, Ross, Burlington, and on Amazon. If you have any of these items, stop using them immediately. It's also recommended that you contact the company Bintex. We do have their number and their email in the story on our website.
The Triad Health Project is hosting a day of advocacy tomorrow. Ron Johnson Red Ribbon Day raises HIV and AIDS awareness. Organizers will have signs and banners for a 3 p.m. walk that starts at LeBauer Park. They'll then host a dance party and drag show.
A major breakthrough in the world of medicine. The FDA recently approved the first treatment to delay the onset of type 1 diabetes. Dr. Mark Guido is an endocrinologist with Novant Health. He says the antibody marketed under the brand name Tzield slows down the destruction of the pancreas.
It kind of helps put the brakes on the body's destruction of the part of the pancreas that makes insulin. It can help slow down the progression to full-blown type 1 diabetes for about 2 years. Does not prevent it, but it can help prevent it from developing.
Type 1 diabetes is a chronic condition in which the pancreas produces little or no insulin. The disease, typically developed in adolescence, can impact anyone at any age. If left untreated, it can lead to heart disease, kidney failure, and even death.
This is probably the biggest breakthrough in type 1 diabetes since insulin itself was discovered. Between 100 years ago and now, really the only treatments we have been insulin. And so it's definitely a first step towards hopefully a brighter future.
Tzield is approved for the use in people 8 and older. Dr. Guido says the treatment is indicated for patients who seem to have a high risk of type 1 diabetes. So these are patients who have a close family member with type 1 diabetes, such as a sibling, a parent, or a child. It just kind of blew my mind when he says it's been nearly 100 years since something this major has been in play for people who are diabetic.
Yeah, just going back to his soundbite, this is probably the biggest breakthrough in type 1 diabetes since insulin itself was discovered. I mean, that is a big statement.
Absolutely.
That's huge. I just recently was diagnosed pre-diabetic, so I had to start making some changes in eating and exercising and that type of thing, because all my friends that have gone down that route have said you want to avoid it at all costs. But thank goodness there are breakthroughs now, because for a while there was nothing really you could do except insulin, and there was not much help.
One of the great things about this, as we know, Dr. Guido was saying, food drives us. We see grocery stores, we see fast food restaurants everywhere that we go, but someone who does have type 1 diabetes, they have to monitor what they eat, the way that they eat. And this treatment doesn't prevent the diabetes, it just delays the onset of it. So you can get a few extra years without having to monitor everything that you eat, checking your sugars, things of that nature.
Now they have one you can put on your arm. It sticks, but there's a little tiny little needle, and it sticks and stays, and you scan it with your cell phone. It keeps track of you 24/7.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've actually read about that.
So how did going back to what you were saying, how did they know that you were
pre-diabetic?
Yeah.
I had no clue. There was no real symptoms. But I went to one of these life screenings where they do a bunch of screenings. It's like a deal. It's like $200, but you get all these things you wouldn't normally get. And they said, hey, did you know your A1C levels are higher? And I said, no, I had no clue. And so they said, yeah, you're not diabetic yet, but you're on the cusp. So if you eat right, exercise, change your lifestyle, you can actually stop it from happening. There is something, my mother had age onset diabetes, but that's a whole different thing. But yeah, so I got to watch carbs and sugars and all of it.
I've had some family members who've had were pre-diabetic, and they cut out juices and lots of sugary drinks. I know with the type 1, he was saying usually when they get screened to see if they can get this treatment, your pancreas has already had some type of destruction in play or starting to work. So this kind of like slows it down, and you didn't know.
All right, so some encouraging news today.
That's right.
All right, let's get to the forecast. Tim, I know a lot of people will be watching the radar over the next 24 hours.
Yeah, you got to do that, because going to be some disappointed folks, I think. There will be showers in our area on Saturday. They won't be all day, but right in the heart of things between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. we have a pretty good chance of showers. We don't have them yet. We're in the 50s locally. I just wanted to show you this. Let you know the ski slopes are up in the North Carolina mountains. Beach Mountain looking pretty good up there. There it is. You can see those snowboarders enjoying the day. Now, we are pretty comfortable at the moment in the mid-50s locally. If you have a parade tonight, I know the Mebane Christmas parade is this evening, for example. It will not be that cold. Should be in the 40s, so in pretty good shape there. We have a little bit of light wind at the moment. Again, not getting cold overnight. We'll stay in the 40s all night long, well above freezing, so no issues there to worry about. Heading into tomorrow, as I said, the scattered shower concern is mostly between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. So Greensboro Parade, other parades, this will impact you. Bring along the rain jacket. They are rain or shine, have an umbrella, those type of things. It's not going to be terrible torrential rain, but it will be around, so you want to prepare for that. Let's take a quick look at your futurecast. This is getting us through tonight, overnight around 2 and 3 a.m. right there. This is when it starts. Around 10 a.m., we see a round of showers push through the area. It will only rain for a couple of hours. And this is around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Most of us are seeing it come to an end and leaving behind just kind of a partly cloudy sky. So the late afternoon looks just fine on your Saturday. It's the middle of the day when everyone wants to do stuff that unfortunately we have some bad timing with these showers. After that, we're looking ahead towards Sunday. Cooler weather there, but not that cold, low 50s. Same story for Monday, and we'll have some more showers moving our way by Tuesday into Wednesday of next week.
All right, coming up after the break, we have something very special for you. It's one of the most iconic vehicles on the road. You can't mistake it. It came here to WFMY News 2 today, and you want to drive it, or at least ride shotgun, as they call it. We'll give you a tour right after the break. You may have seen it, but you've most definitely heard about it. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is in town, and it stopped by the station today. I got them to let us in and show us around.
Hello, welcome to the Wienermobile. Let's come on in. You are gonna see our ketchup walkways, our condiment splattered carpet. We've got 6 ketchup and mustard captain chairs for 12 buns, and of course blue sky ceilings, because you can never have a bad day in the Wienermobile. You can see our bun box, shot bun, and our bun roof. It is a wonderful time no matter where you're at.
It's ridiculous. The amount of puns are incredible. So Keegan and Chad are the 2 road warriors there, and they were on the road solid for 1 year, driving about 500 miles average between stops every single week. It's a huge commitment for teams of 2 that drive these 6 Wienermobiles.
Over 2,000 college graduates apply for it every single year, and only 12 of us actually end up with this position. So it takes multiple months of interviews, and you know what, our longest interview actually lasted over 8 hours. We went to a thing called Hot Dog High. It's the first 2 weeks of our training. We've learned things like the history of Oscar Mayer, how to be good partners since it's just me and her on the road, and then of course how to drive the Wienermobile itself. And we also learned our buns of puns that we can go absolutely ham with.
I mean, their puns were so
they
fast.
were so
you
quick.
Had to think, stop and go.
They got Sydney Moore a couple times this morning with those puns. Remember?
So funny. Yeah, because Sydney was like, "Really?" No, it's a joke. We're making a joke. She's like, "Oh, okay."
It's so popular. I mean, just imagine being on the inside when you're on the highway. Everyone's got to be gawking at you. They're just looking the whole time.
And how many car accidents are you causing?
Oh yeah, because everybody's looking back.
And trying to take pictures while they're driving.
It caused quite the frenzy this morning because we were like, the Wienermobile's outside. We didn't know you were doing a story on this, so all of us came and crashed his interview. And we were like kids in a candy store. We were walking around, we were taking selfies, and Eric's like, I got to do this story.
I said, I got to get this gun, let's go.
But it was so much fun.
It was, and they said we're like mini celebrities wherever we go, because as soon as someone sees that, everybody wants to see the inside of it. And you know what they said, the most requested thing they can't do, they don't have hot dogs in there. So people think, like give the hot dogs. Don't have hot dogs.
One of my friends from high school did this.
Really?
He was one of the people that applied, and for a whole year he just got to drive around the country in this thing. And I was working in Lincoln, Nebraska at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll just stop by with the Wienermobile at the TV station." Same thing.
Same thing.
I mean, how cool of a
It's a magnet.
I have to say how happy everybody was. You know, you have a bunch of adults, and we literally were like children. We were on a high for like 30 minutes after seeing this Wienermobile.
I mean, they're training. He said one of the days of training is 8 hours, and they want to see if you can keep your energy and happiness up. And
they're all happy.
Yeah, they got it down. But out of 2,000
job.
applicants, only 12 get it every year.
And then the next natural job is Disney World or a cruise ship.
Hospitality.
Right?
They give you some wiener whistles.
They did. Yes,
okay.
we got some of those. You can see it and get your own wiener whistle at Festival of Lights tonight in downtown Greensboro, and they're going to be in the parade, in the Greensboro Parade tomorrow.
Yes, I hope they're right in front or behind us.
That'd be awesome.
No, actually behind us, because people are going to be very disappointed if they see the Wienermobile and
then us, right?
Like, oh, it's just Chad.
Right.
We need to open for the Wienermobile. Not
Give a wiener wave.
We'll be back in just a second.
Getting a little cloudier outside. Clouds can be a clue to some weather moving our way. That's what's happening right now as we look live over Winston-Salem on this Friday afternoon. Clouds thickening up just a little bit. It's not all that cold. That's the good thing about today. We warmed up just a bit. We're in the mid-50s here locally at this time. 40s for the mountains. So pretty much everybody on a warmer side of things compared to yesterday when we really had the big chill. Looking across the Carolinas and across most of the U.S., you'll notice all that cold kind of went away. We're seeing some warmer air building out here. So as we head into the weekend, there will be a bit of warmth for our Saturday, but it'll come with a price. Moisture moving ahead of that cold front. We've been talking about it all week. There'll be a narrow band of showers. It won't last very long, maybe just a 2-3 hour time period or so where you'll have a chance for rain. And I do think there will be rain midday tomorrow, and it'll be a pain because we're wanting to be outside and stay dry for parades. But that's just the card we're dealt this time. On Sunday, cool weather will settle in. It'll be colder, but it'll be drier. So that's kind of the two-part of your weekend. Looking ahead in our futurecast, take a look at our model through about 4 in the morning. After that, we go toward around 9. This is when things start to change. That's the band of rain I was mentioning. 9, 10, 11, and 12, that's when the rain will be most likely. After that, by 2 in the afternoon, we should be dry. So the afternoon is definitely the time where you'll want to be outside to be dry across our area. Temperatures look like this. I'll have us at about 58 for tomorrow afternoon. Rain most likely in that midday time frame. Sunday is cooler and drier. Hey, by the way, if you're going to the ACC championship game in Charlotte, that will be totally dry because it kicks off at 8 o'clock. The Heels take it on Clemson. We'll see what happens there. Sunday is dry, by the way, for all of us, as I said, and there will be more chances for rain heading into next week. Tuesday and Wednesday have the best shot. We'll see another system coming our way next Friday. Also looks like rain as we go through December.
As of 2022 wraps up, Merriam-Webster is looking at which words we use the most this year. Taking the #1 spot is the word gaslighting. Yes, that is defined as the act or practice of grossly misleading a person for your own advantage. The term comes from a 1938 play involving a man who tries to make his wife believe she is going insane. The dictionary maker also listed other top words for the year, such as cancel culture, Omicron, woke, codify, and loamy, which was used as an answer for the word game Quordle.
Okay.
There you have it.
Just trying to figure it all out.
I know. I'm curious whether they pronounce Omicron or Omicron, because you know there's.
The proper way is Omicron.
It's Omicron, I believe, right from the Greek alphabet, right? I have a relative who shall remain nameless who kept calling it Omnicron for like months, and I kept saying Omicron. I was trying to politely,
Have you guys used the term gaslighting before? Or heard of it?
I mean, I've heard plenty of people use it, so I knew what it meant, but no, I don't.
I wasn't even aware of that.
So you hear a lot of people talk about it in relationships, like he's gaslighting me or she's gaslighting me. So say you take out the trash every night, and then, or someone says they take out the trash every night, but they haven't been taking out the trash, and they're like, yes, I did. Then you start to question yourself, did they really take out the trash?
That's gaslighting?
That's gaslighting.
Okay, I've never heard that.
It's like a manipulation tactic.
I have been. My wife gets on me sometimes because both of you know what a horrible memory I have. Horrible. I can walk across the room and go, why am I here? What was I doing? And my wife gets so mad at me and she goes, no, you have selective memory. I'm like, no, I promise you I forgot to take the trash out. Maybe there are times
You
that
should tell her, stop gaslighting me.
And then she'll go, what? Perfect, I'm gonna use that. All right, so if you're like me, there are overused words that drive me insane. So I asked you on Facebook, what words are you sick of hearing people say and why? People loved this, by the way. Carly says, I teach elementary school, so it's gotta be bruh.
Bruh.
What's up, bruh? Mary says, I challenge my high school students to try to go 24 hours without saying or like. That's a hard thing to do, actually.
It is.
Michael says, I love this one. Irregardless. Every time I hear that, I check out of that conversation immediately. It's not a word. Tina says, you know what I'm saying? She goes, whew, my nerves, when she hears people say that. And then Susan says, important instead of important with the T. Doesn't like that. Olivia says, what had happened was.
Wow.
I like using that one.
I'll use that all the time to be funny. But,
right, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of a word right now. I wish I would have known about this sooner.
So my son, the twins are starting to say, I'll say, hey, Bryce, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And he'll say, heard. That's his new thing, heard.
We were talking about the new, it's kind of like, I got you, or I got it, heard.
But that's actually from the restaurant industry.
Really?
Oh, is it?
So like every restaurant I've ever worked in, like if you want something from the kitchen, something from a cook back there, you say, can I get a side of salsa? They're like, heard.
Oh, to just know that we got you. No, I'm not looking at you.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And so, I mean, we say that all the time.
I guess I know I personally say like a lot, and it's something I've been trying to do less of. And when I was younger, because my mom's an educator too, she says, you use like too much. Every time you say like, I'm going to ignore you. Or every time you say like, I'm going to pinch you.
Oh, no.
And she would be like, pinch, pinch, being funny. And I look back at things, I was about to say, and I'm like,
right?
I say that a lot. So that's something I've been trying to work on.
I say a lot when I'm talking. And but another one my kids use I get sick of is okay, bet, which means okay, I got it, I got you, or whatever. But
that's kid slang right
there.
You got all those kids running around.
Here in the newsroom too.
Right. Yeah.
We're coming right back. Bet. That's right.
Check, mic check. Jalen, you want to give a mic check?
Mic check, Jalen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you hear me, Kayana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kayana, can you hear me?
Anybody? Anybody there?
Anybody, hello.
Hello.
All right, cool,
okay,
thanks,
great.
Brad. Yeah.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5, everybody. Eric, Chad, Jamie, Lauren.
Hi there.
Cast of thousands.
Friday.
It is.
I love a Friday.
This slipped up on me. This week flew to me.
Really?
I think so too.
Why do you
Went by pretty
think?
fast.
I don't know. So busy. I guess we were a little busier.
It's that month between Thanksgiving and Christmas where it's just going to fly
Yeah,
by.
that's
It's
right.
not even real. This is like a whole part of the year that's not even real.
That's right.
This is a blur.
It's true.
Speaking of Christmas, have you all ever heard of pilk? Like pilk and cookies.
I have heard this.
I think I just heard it in the news, but otherwise, no.
Same.
Yep.
Same.
Yep. So Pepsi is trying to get you
What
to
about
drink
you?
Pepsi mixed with milk. That's
Yeah,
all I'm going to say for now.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that in the next half
My
hour.
brother at restaurants used to take those half and halves that were on the table and
Really?
would put it in his Coke, and we would just
I
be
wonder what
grossed
that.
out.
Well, I would like to. Try
I'm curious. Maybe we can
I
mix
said
up
to do
a.
a 2-test, but Kayan, our producer, didn't agree because we don't have any in front of us. Kayan.
Not that he's calling you out. Not at all. Not at all.
We're going to be
Wow,
talking about
good
that this
choice.
half hour, okay? Sorry, Kiana.
But now we're going to move on over to the world of sports because it's all about high school football tonight as players, coaches prepare for the Final Four. The state championship is so close, you could smell it, and 3 Triad schools are still in the running.
There they are. The Reedsville Rams, Grimsley Whirlies, and Mount Airy Granite Bears are fighting for a spot in the title game.
And WFNY News 2's Amanda Ferguson and Jalen Gilkey are cheering them on. Woohoo!
Hey guys, we have a big night coming up here in the Triad. 3 of our high school football teams still going for a state championship. 1 game stands in the way between them making it to that championship game, Jalen.
Yeah, Amanda, we're here at Grimsley High as the Whirlies look for their 2nd state championship in 3 years, and now we're joined by the man in the middle, numero uno, the middle linebacker Khalil Stimson for the Whirlies.
Khalil, you've been here before. You've been in this situation, won a national championship game with Grimsley, or a state championship game. To be in this spot again, how you guys feeling?
I'm feeling very relaxed. You know, the same as last time. You know what you got to do. You know the plan. You know how everything got to go. So, we're gonna stay focused and job not finished.
And Khalil, man, as the leader of the defense, the guy in the middle holding everything down, and just throughout your career here at Grimsley, knowing this is your last game at Jameson Stadium, man, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I got a lot of family history here, and my pride with this school stands big. So, I got to show out, and I can't go out, can't go out bad. I got to go out with a bang.
Weddington coming in here tonight. How do you guys stay so relaxed?
Well, we have a lot of confidence coming into this game. With one of our hard-faced opponents last week, Huff. We look at it like, of course they're not better than Huff. So we come in this game relaxed, and we know what we're capable to do.
And just to look back at this week of preparation, what was that week like? I know Coach Brown, I talked to him a little bit earlier today. He has a couple things to say, a couple key points that you guys were focusing on. If you could, go ahead and share them for us.
Well, we know we got to play our hearts out and play harder than the team in front of us. So, we come in the week, watch film, same mindset. That our goal is to win the state championship, and we all know what we have to do to get there.
To be able to play this game here at home, what is that like to have your fans here?
It means a lot. They really came in clutch like every game. They've supported us like no other. They've been our real 12th man. It really is real good.
I know we're hitting you with the rapid fire questions, but the last one for you, man. Look at the camera, tell the people if they didn't plan on being here tonight, why should they?
It ain't no reason. Y'all need to be here. It ain't nothing else to be doing Friday night in Greensboro. Y'all need to be at Grimsley High School in Jameson Stadium, 7:30.
We will be here for that game, and we've got 2 other ones tonight.
Yeah, we do, and we spoke with both of those programs. So coming up at 5 and 6, we'll have so much more for you. Back to you guys in the studio.
I love that. There's nothing else going on in Greensboro tonight. You should come to our game.
Just get over here.
I mean, there's the Festival of Lights. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
But if you want sports, that's where
absolutely.
you want to be.
I mean, Grimsley they're phenomenal this year.
Yeah, they are. I love the fact that my high school is still playing.
Yes.
One of 3. Yep, they're playing Drawn tonight. And I don't even know where that school is. It was DRAUGHM. But then if they win that, state champion in the state championship.
When was the last time you went back to a high school game?
So for the championship, that was like, I think it was 8 or 9 years ago, they were in the state championship, and it was played over at Wake Forest. So I did drive over there for that. They made it 2 years in a row, lost 1, won 1. So
Were they good when you were in high school?
we were okay. We made playoffs, but we had one player that ended up playing for Wake Forest and then played in the NFL for 1 season as a scrub when the NFL had like walkouts, and they still wanted to play, and so they started pulling like the next level of people up, and he got to go up to the Vikings and play for a season. So.
What is your favorite thing about high school football? Your most favorite?
When you were a kid, or
back then, or now?
Back then or now, in general.
That's a tough
I just love school spirit. I'm a big fan of when people get together for a common cause, and you know they're wearing the school colors and all that.
There's something about the simplicity of high school football. The bands are smaller than the big colleges, and it's just like a homey kind of thing.
Yep, absolutely. A mom and pop.
Yeah, it is. That's
Type sport. I love that.
Yep.
All right, let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. First up today, law enforcement is investigating 911 hoax calls involving several Triad schools. You heard about this yesterday. Districts were on high alert after false active shooter calls. Investigators refer to the false reporting as a term called swatting because of the large response it gets from law enforcement, like the SWAT team. Investigators are working to find the people responsible for this crime. The family of Shanquella Robinson is waiting for more answers surrounding her death, but there are some new developments. The 25-year-old Charlotte woman, you'll remember, died last month while on vacation with friends in Mexico. We are aware of several online claims that a woman was arrested for her involvement in this case. However, Robinson's father told our Charlotte sister station he is not aware of any arrest. We reached out to the FBI, but they would not confirm nor deny any information. We will keep you posted.
Just into the newsroom, Houston police have made an arrest in the death of Migos rap group rapper Takeoff. They say Patrick Clark was arrested late last night and charged with murder. Police believe Clark shot the rapper at a billiards and bowling alley back on November 1st. Investigators say the shooting stemmed from an argument. They say Takeoff was not involved and that he was just a bystander. President Biden signed a bill today to avoid a national rail strike. He says the move helped prevent a, quote, a Christmas catastrophe.
I know this was a tough vote for members of both parties. It was tough for me, but it was the right thing to do at the moment. To save jobs, to protect millions of working families from harm and disruption, and to keep supply chains stable around the holidays.
The agreement gives employees a 24% raise over 5 years, a personal day, and bonus pay. Labor unions were pushing for 7 days of paid sick leave, but it didn't clear the Senate.
The Festival of Lights in downtown Greensboro is close to kickoff. The annual celebration begins in Center City Park at 5:30 p.m. It'll include live music and that wonderful tree lighting at 7 p.m. Several roads will be closed around the area, so if you plan on going, plan ahead.
That's not all that's happening this weekend in Greensboro. This holiday season is now in full swing. If you can't make it out tonight, we want to see you tomorrow. The Greensboro Holiday Parade starts at noon in downtown. This year is special because it has the huge balloons that you see in the Macy's parade. Make sure you look for the Christmas stocking that's part of the News 2 float.
I am so excited about this, and you know what? I'm trying to get my head wrapped around the fact that it might be raining. And that's just, you know, that's it. We're going to have to deal with it. So just plan ahead, plan to get wet, and we'll be fine.
And it doesn't look, well, we'll let Tim do this, but at least in the last couple of days, it didn't look like it's going to be some kind of hard. Right. So I think you can still get away with getting out there and be okay. Plus, we might be on the tail end of it. We'll see. But
I just hope that people still go out, right? Because I mean, a little bit of rain when it's 45, 50 degrees, I mean, can keep a lot of people home. But I'm just hopeful that just wanting to be in the holiday spirit, we'll get them out there.
Well, and get in those restaurants, you know. I mean, great restaurants downtown. Go do that after the parade and warm up.
And we're also going to be passing out these News 2 crowns, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Reindeer antlers.
They're very cute.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
It's going to be fun.
I just love the parade, and it's funny to me that to see one of those big balloons when you have to maneuver it under like a stoplight.
Yes.
Oh.
Because they're huge.
They're huge.
I mean, that's one great thing about the Greensboro Parade is that they have these huge Macy's-like parades. One of my favorite parts, though, Eric, I know that you've experienced this before too, is when you make that corner and they've got the grandstand and they've got the announcers there, and it's just the energy is electric.
It's usually Weather Dave Aiken from Two Guys Named Chris on Rock 92, and he's usually commentating as everybody comes around, and it's cool. So you feel like you're at the real big parade in a large city, and really neat.
All right, Tim Buckley, how's that rain
Pressure's
chance looking?
I can just feel the energy. Y'all are just basically telling me to say it's not going to rain tomorrow. It's probably going to rain right during the parade time as well. We don't like that. We're not responsible for it, but we want you to be prepared, right? When that rain comes, you want to stay dry and not get wet. So here's what we're looking at. Temperatures right now are in the 50s locally. It's not super cold. This is the system we're tracking. Right now it's over Kentucky and Tennessee. Just some very light scattered showers at the moment. And if we saw anything overnight tonight or very early tomorrow morning, it would just be a light sprinkle or a light shower. No big deal. Here's 8 o'clock in the morning though. What I'm really looking at for Saturday is this. It's a narrow band of showers that might only last for about 2 hours or so. But look at the timing. This is 9:30 in the morning. This is 11:30 in the morning. Most of that's light, but some of it is coming down a little heavy. So if you don't want to get wet, bring the rain jacket, bring your umbrella. It will be over by about 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So plan accordingly, depending on which parade you might be going to. Maybe you're sitting home on the couch. It doesn't matter to you. Well, either way, that's when the rain looks most likely, between 9 and around 1. After that, we're dry.
Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination. First it was Black Friday, and then of course Cyber Monday, more great sales. What happens though if you miss shopping on both of those days?
If you didn't get everything you wanted or needed this Black Friday or Cyber Monday, don't worry. A lot of those super low prices are still available, and there will be plenty of holiday deals that are nearly as good all month long.
Consumer Reports found 35 products on deep discount in December. Let me show you just a few of them. They found the best buy on this Apple iPad Pro at $799. This is about a $300 savings, and you can find it at Best Buy. You can upgrade to the Amazon Echo 4th generation. It's now down to $59.99 from $99 at Amazon and Best Buy. And you can save $51 on these Sony wireless earbuds. The lowest price is found on Amazon for $228. Now, this next pick is near and dear to the Two Wants to Know office heart. The Cuisinart drip coffee maker is now as low as $139. It's normally $199, and you can find it at Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, Consumer Reports says this coffee maker is versatile. It brews K-cups and drip coffee, and they say it is built to last. Now, last on this list, a stick vac by Tenneco. It's $50 off, and it's for sale on Amazon for $349.
Now, I stand by the rule, right? You can only buy a vacuum or a toaster or some small appliance if you're giving it as a gift for the house, not the gift for the spouse. That's a free marriage tip right there.
It's true. But what if you got your husband a vacuum? Would that be okay? Though?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
That's
Nobody should
work.
be getting a small appliance like that.
Okay.
Now, I will say,
when it's for everyone, technically, yeah.
I had a couple of friends that were married, and they were extremely organized. Like, I've never seen a couple as. And he gave her a label maker for Christmas one year, and I remember going, "You're going to be kicked out of the house." And he goes, "No, that's what you wanted," and she did. She loved it. Like, they're the most
and
organized.
I get that.
She started labeling everything.
Yes.
I get that, but you know, when someone says, "I don't know what I want," I guess, you know, a vacuum for the house, that is not a gift.
Right.
Now, it's a different thing if they are like picking it out of the sales papers and like putting it up on the refrigerator every single Sunday and saying, "That's what I want,"
Yes,
right?
that's right.
That's very different.
Mm-hmm. Could you imagine that?
No, I can't. All right, friends. But you know what? You do you. Whatever you want for Christmas, that's all good. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Vacuum. Just put it up.
All right, we're heading into the weekend. Let's make sure you know everything you need to know about your local weather, how your weather is going to be the next couple of days. Right now, we're seeing clouds start to move in. It should be a decent, interesting, at least, sunset. Taking a look at just a little light peeking through the clouds there. They might turn some nice colors over the next half hour. Bottom line, we are on the lookout for some rainfall. It's not here yet, but tomorrow between about 9, 10 in the morning and 1, 2 in the afternoon, that's when we have the best chance to see some showers, unfortunately. It's not cold. We will stay pretty warm, relatively speaking, going into tomorrow. Ahead of this cold front, temperatures will be in the 50s to near 60 on Saturday, but that little burst of rainfall comes at a pretty bad time. I know a lot of us are trying to get out there and go to some Christmas parades across the area. The rainfall looks to be moving across the mountains at about 8 in the morning, and then closer to the Triad by 9:30. There's 11:30, and then the afternoon hours is when we start to dry out. Plan accordingly. Have that rain gear close at hand.
All right, thank you, Tim. But today's dry forecast, that's perfect for hanging up those holiday lights. If you're in need of some new ones or maybe looking for ways to save on the old light bill, we have you covered.
Here's a bright idea for the holiday season. Switch out your regular Christmas lights with an LED option. According to Duke Energy, LED lights use about 75% less energy, generate less heat, reduce the risk of burns and fire, and last up to 10 years longer than regular bulbs. Jeff Brooks, a spokesperson for Duke Energy, says they're becoming increasingly affordable too.
These strands started out at a premium a few years ago, but now we're seeing them get much closer in line with standard lighting. And when you think about the energy savings and the longevity of those bulbs, they're a really good investment when you think about lighting for this season.
Traditionally, LED lights will still cost about 50% more, but Brooks says it's the difference between $3 or $4 per strand and $6 or $8 a strand.
If you do outdoor lighting as well in shrubs, you can easily have 10 to 20 strands of lights outside without even trying hard. So that really does add up. And if you're looking for an investment in something you're going to do every year anyway, why not think about doing that?
You won't just be saving money and energy, but also lessening your chance of overloading the circuit.
When you're talking about how much less power an LED strand uses, you can actually string more of those together and still save energy compared to what you were using before.
LEDs are also cool, so your fire and burn risk goes down, especially if you're using a live tree. They also last much longer than traditional Christmas lights.
Every Christmas light is subject to the balling up effect when you store them improperly during the off season, but they do tend to be a little more durable. You don't have the bulbs that have the filaments in them that can burn out as easily.
All of this is not only good for saving money, but good for the environment and reducing energy usage.
As you know, Christmas lights, shopping, and sweets, they all make us think of the holidays. However, there's a newish trend trying to catch the Santa wave. It's called Pilk and Cookies. Pepsi launched the campaign this week, encouraging people to mix milk, heavy cream, and soda to make a sweet holiday drink. They say it's a spin on the dirty soda trend circulating on TikTok that combines soda with syrup and cream. The company claims the concoction has long been a secret hack among Pepsi fans, but a lot of people, including, I don't know why I snorted there, I was just so excited about this. A lot of people, including many in our newsroom, remember the drink as Laverne's favorite in Laverne and Shirley.
You were so excited.
I know. So excited about it, I snorted.
That's funny.
I thought you were disgusted. Is that not
I
true?
know. What would you do it?
I would try it.
everything once.
My first thought goes to a root beer float, which is soda and
Similar.
ice
Yeah,
cream.
sort of.
So I kind of feel like this falls along the same lines.
I remember watching Laverne do that and drink it, and I remember thinking I thought it was gross, but now that I'm older, because kids won't try anything. And so now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, maybe I would try that.
I was ready to just totally poo-poo this whole idea, but you might have just changed my mind. with
Yep.
The float idea, that's already dairy in the soda?
Yeah, that makes
Right.
sense.
And I mean, Laverne had it before anybody else, apparently.
So, and I also heard that Peggy Marshall, that she actually drank that at home. It wasn't a gimmick. They thought it was so gross and funny that they said, do it on the show. And she would do it all the time.
I'm going to try this weekend. This actually sounds
Oh,
pretty
wow,
good.
okay.
Yeah, and I'll let you all know
Post
how it
about
comes
it,
out.
that
I
would
will.
Take some pictures.
I think
will.
to be fair, you should probably do it on the show. Like maybe on Monday.
Okay.
What do you think?
I would
all
be down
try
for that
that.
if you all are.
Just mix it up. I'm in.
I think I'm off Monday. I can't.
And we should try all different brands of soda to see which one is the best.
Okay.
Yes.
Ooh, that's going to taste a tube test.
I don't think it'd be good with Sunjob or something.
No.
Actually, grape soda and milk would actually be pretty good.
Oh,
I've had a
right.
grape
We're going
soda
off the rails
float
here.
before.
Break.
Yeah, we gotta go on that note.
We'll be right back.
What'd you say, Eric?
But they're also talking about our other.
Hi there, mic check 1, 2, 3. Schlemiel, Schlemazel, 1, 2.
The news anchor guy, the white-haired news anchor guy, and he actually was the.
Mic check 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together.
First down.
Tease at the end.
Plan B.
Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, so I was reading online, as one does when they're coming up with my 2 cents, and I saw that the Farmer's Almanac talked about the history of parades. It is the season, isn't it? We all love the holiday parades around town. Those sights are so familiar to us, and the floats and the crowds. It's wonderful. But I thought about parade history, and in this article, it said even 3000 BC. Think about that. Religious processions. There were also, get this, military parades where they would march the armies in front of all the citizens to show their power. In fact, and sometimes they would even march prisoners of war in front of people. Yeah, that was a long time ago. But today we think about parades, of course. A handful come to mind. There's the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Day Parade, which started in 1924. We're coming up on 100 years of that. St. Patty's Day parades in Boston, that's the world's largest. There's a million others, right? 4th of July, Veterans Day Parade, all of those. But the bottom line is parades symbolize family fun, don't they? And this year, as we're thinking about going to those holiday parades, remember, it's a symbol of Americana. It's families coming together to do something fun that you don't get to see very often. The pageantry of the floats, the crowds gathering, the hot cocoa, the whole 9 yards. We love it. So if you are going to Greensboro's holiday parade, which is tomorrow, think about that. And as the old song goes, I love a parade. And that's just my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
More than 24 hours after Hoax 911